Greetings, YouTubers. Very good afternoon to you. It's the big fella here, Big Jim, in his London Taxi International TX2 with 186,000 miles and counting on the clock, and still going, gang. Very good afternoon to you on a Saturday afternoon. Is it about the 19th, is it, of August or something like that? I think it is something like that. 2019, if you're looking at this in 2087, when I'm no longer here. But let's not be macabre and get down to that. Anyway, very good afternoon to you, everyone. Just been off and visited my daughter, and now I'm on my way back to home. How is everyone? I'm okay. Something happened to the TX today. Something happened to the TX that hasn't happened before, and it leads me to think of EGR valve possibles. Basically, I was stop-starting traffic, going round the roundabout, no problems whatsoever, happy as anything, happy as Larry, and I just happened to glance down to the control panel, as I always do, because I like to check the oil pressure, although it's only a light on here. I like to check the water temperature as well on the gauge, and lo and behold, the glow plug light, the little round coil light, was on. It wasn't flashing, it was just on, and I thought, well, why is the glow plug light on? Why would it do that? Anyway, it was performing. Everything was going fine on the motor. I thought, well, this is bloody weird, this. So what I'd done was, probably not the best of things to do, but I was driving. I saw it was freewheeling. So I just turned the ignition off, turned it back on again, obviously cranked the starter, and she started. And the light went out. And it ain't been on since. Now, that could be a little sort of once, never ever seen again, or it could be the start of an adventure, and I will keep you posted on that. So anyone else know or has had that before, it only happens this afternoon for the very first time. Got the coil, the heater plug light coming on. I've had a quick check over some data that I've got, and it reckons it's tied in with the engine management system and also the EGR valve possibly, and then it's also pointing to water in the fuel filter, but I've got a feeling on these there's a separate light for water in the fuel filter, so I don't actually know, and it's gone off now and it hasn't come on again, so I'm sort of keeping my fingers crossed there, guys. Everything seems okay apart from that. I tell you what I do need to discuss about. Don't forget, subscribe down below or tell me about this fault that's possibly looming in. I got a message from one of the guys that says, Jim, you were making a bit of a mistake when you said that the road tax or the road fund license for the TX range was 300 quid, which I thought automatically it was. And he said, Jimbo, you is not right, mate, you is not right. He swapped, and I can't remember his name, look back over the previous vlogs, he'll probably come back now and tell me his name. He said to me, I used to have a TX2, and you're right, the road tax was 300 quid on the TX2. He then went to a TX4, which is a newer vehicle. Remember that there's no TX3, guys. It was never made. They skipped right up to TX4. And overnight of just buying that car, or that old taxi, it went up from £300 a year, and he now pays £600 a year. Well, you could strike me dead, mate. $600 a year, and I didn't realise that. So here's me thinking that I was hard done by just paying 300 on a TX2, when a newer model And how does that work out? Because one would think that a newer model is more energy efficient. It's got all the singing whistles and dials on it. It's a newer engine, a cleaner burn engine, less trouble to the atmosphere. It would be cheaper, or well, if not cheaper, the same as the TX2. But no, just by one model difference, his road tax has doubled. So basically, it's sort of just short of about £1.80 a day. That's a flipping lot of money. That is a lot of money. So I was looking at in the future possibly moving up to the TX4. I think I'll have to have a second thought on that. So really give it a check, everybody. Don't forget the free checks that you've got to do now. There used to be 2. First, if you're buying one of these, most importantly, do an MOT checker. Check the previous MOTs up on the DVLA website. See what it's failed on. If it's failed on silly little stuff like ancillary products like rubber bushes, headlight adjustment, windscreen wipers, brake lights, anything like that, don't worry about it. Go for it. If it's failed on quite a few times of rust and corrosion that affects the safety of the vehicle within a certain amount of area next to somewhere that's critical, which will fail it, treat it with caution. Doesn't mean you don't have to do it. Get it, because it could be that is made been made good with a good weld, but just check over it. So it's check your MOT checker off the DVLA website. Check your insurance first before you invest in one of these, because there are very few companies around that will actually insure you now on one of these. In fact, on the London Vintage Taxi Association, there's a live blog going there at the moment where Pete Best, who has insured these previously, is now stipulating that they need to be off the road or in a garage, and they won't be insuring these vehicles in the future. That's what's going around at the moment. So they're looking into that and the reasons why. So look into that. Look to paying around the 500 mark fully com, and that's me with full no claims bonus. And now also TX1, TX2, TX4, fairways, metro cabs. Check your road fund license as well, because that's going to make a big addition to your running costs on owning one of these vehicles. So the guy that told me that, whose name slips me and I do apologise, you can tell me on your response below who you are again. Thank you very much for that, and I stand corrected. I thought we all paid about £300. Obviously some of us pay a little bit more. That's the government and Gordon Brown getting his little money. Do you remember when old Gordon started it off? Gordon, you're a moron. Oh, everybody, go out and buy yourself diesels. Get rid of petrol. Diesel is the thing of the future. It's cleaner to the environment. You will be paying pennies with diesel, with lot less than you're paying now with petrol. Everybody went out and bought a diesel car. Oh, the whole world went diesel. The whole of the country went diesel. And now diesel's a dirty word now. They don't want you to drive a diesel now. You've got to get rid of your diesels. You've got to get a petrol. You've got to get a battery operated car. Now, you talk about battery operated car. I was on a blog the other day talking live to a licensed taxi driver that's got the new LVA, the new battery operated car. And he was telling me that they're plagued with problems at the moment, electrical problems, and people are losing confidence in them. And the worst thing that happens on them, and it's not a fault, but I thought, well, I didn't even think of that. You're halfway. I'm a taxi driver, right? I'm a licensed taxi driver. I've been out 3 hours, 2 or 3 hours. I'm on a rank. I look down on my fuel, my battery fuel. I've got enough for another, good few hours working on the rank. 140 miles. I'm only down to about 60 miles now. I've got plenty of time backwards and forwards. And then the fare of the week turns up. It's a guy in the centre, say, of London, let's just say, all right, Charing Cross, the centre of London, to all taxi drivers. Right there, Charing Cross, by the stand there, right near the station there, that denotes it's the centre of London. So, guy jumps in, goes, all right, drive, take me to Southampton Airport, mate, will you? I look at him and think, my God, that's a nice little touch, that is. That's got to be a good 150, 160 quid fare, possibly a bit more. But then I think to myself, I'm driving an electric vehicle. I've only got just under half a charge. He's got a plane to catch. He ain't going to want to sit in the back of here while I pull into a petrol station and charge my vehicle for an hour and a half. So I've got to say to him, sorry bud, my electric car ain't got enough power in. Could you go to my mate, next one down on the rank, please? Go and see Jerry. Jerry goes down, he goes down to Jerry. Jerry goes past in his TX4, looks at you and goes, cheers for that one, bud. You sit on that rank at Charing Cross. Guy jumps in and goes to you, Parliament Square, please, mate. What, mate? Parliament Square. Up at Whitehall. He gets out, 5 quid. Thank you, mate. Cheers. And good old Jerry's on his way to Southampton with 200, 150, 160 quid in his bin, because your electric car won't make it. So that was on the blog. The guy was actually saying, and I thought, wow, I didn't even think about that. So something to consider if you're ever thinking about doing the knowledge and getting yourself into a cab and going out and doing some work. These electric cars, mate, someone does that to you, you're going to end up losing money. Well, I've got nothing else to report. I'm still on my holidays, still enjoying life. The cab's going really well. All happiness with the cab. Not a lot really. I'm sort of just enjoying my little TX2 adventure, driving it round, not causing any hassle, not causing any trouble. The only thing I do tend to do, I do tend to cause a bit of a traffic jam behind me, because I'm actually doing 30 mile an hour now, incidentally in a 30 mile an hour zone, that if I was driving my other car, my foot would be a lot harder now down on the throttle, and I'd probably be driving 35 to 40. But in driving to the speed limit at 30 mile an hour, which I have checked, as I told you before, on a GPS, I've got half the town here following behind me. So I'm sticking to the law, mate. I'm saving all them lot back there their licences. They need to thank me for that. Anyway, I'd like to thank you all, because I've got someone else that has come on board now, gang, that's helping me with all the stats and all that. My daughter Jacqueline, who's well computer literate and understands about keywords to use to build up your followers and build up this and build up that, and she sort of took over that bit now, and she's watching all my stats, what I get up to, and all my followers and all my subscribers. I don't understand a word of it, but she gave me a thumbs up to that. She said, you're on the way to your first million, Dad. So thanks, Jack. I'm on my way to the first million. So if you're watching this for the first time, guys, please subscribe. It don't cost you a penny. Don't forget to hit the little bell sign once you're subscribed and all, and you will be updated for all this drivel and dross. Look, if you don't want to listen to it, just subscribe it. You just delete it before you even look at it. But I am so interested that you're going to want to hear more of me. Yeah, right. Okay, guys, look, I told her I was going to keep this one nice and short. I'm going to disappear indoors now. I'm going to have a bite to eat, and then I'm going to go out, and I might, it's Saturday night, I'm going to go out and have a small half a lager somewhere, just to blow the dust out, and I will keep you informed and all about the heater light that came on, that so far on this journey home has not. So I'm hoping it's a glitch in the pan, guys, and if it does reoccur, I will let you know. And if you've got any ideas, please let me know. I will see you all again very, very shortly. And as always, guys, it's always a chore, never a pleasure. Wrong way round. It's always a pleasure and not a chore having all you lot on board in the back of my cab, listening to the old cabbie drivel. Right from Big Jim in his TX2 on a 2003 plate LTI London Taxi International with 286,000 miles plus on the clock. I will bid you a very, very good Saturday, and I hope everybody that you keep safe, and whatever you do, make sure you have fun doing it. Okay everyone, nice speaking to you, and the big guy will catch up with you again. Ciao ciao.